For an example of an application?
Yeah.
So we're basically heavily on the banking and the financial sector, and some of the use cases that are very, very, very important to the banking is around onboarding new clients, and there's a tremendous amount of process that's involved. And there's a tremendous amount of compliance requirements and security requirements that are involved in doing that. And it definitely requires people who have in-depth understanding of different aspects of the business. So we're seeing a lot of the organizations within the financial industry sort of gravitate towards that use case as they apply it to Blueprint, because it basically allows them to sort of visualize what they're thinking as to how they're going to implement it and handle the use cases. It allows multiple people to collaborate on it so that they can look for gaps. And it allows them to communicate to, if it's done on the business side, let's say, to the other stakeholders onto this definition.
Yeah, and that collaborative aspect, I think, is really key as well. I mean, I did the demo and I got to see, okay, this is what internal employees would see, this is what the end customer even see, and you kind of do it all in one interface.
And this basically really addresses a ginormous problem in building enterprise applications, which is business essentially either goes into a room with IT and sort of articulates how an application should work and what functionalities and processes that it should encompass. Sometimes they write documents, sometimes they do sticky notes on the wall, sometimes they whiteboard it, they take pictures, they use a bunch of different tools, etc. And then they hand it over to IT. Usually what happens is the person who takes it gives it to somebody else, and that person usually gives it to somebody else, right? So that you already have a couple of humans that is basically disconnected from the original discussion. And then the technical staff goes off and builds something that they believe is aligned to what they heard.
I think I was part of that project. I think I was part of that project,
Ultimately ends up not being exactly what the business envisioned in their dreams for the solution. And now you have a solution where you spent all this money, you spent all this time, and you have something that is not what you asked for. Now, how long is it going to take to change it? Are you going to compromise on your vision? And who's going to pay for it? And it's an immediately contentious situation. What Blueprint generates at the end, and this is why it makes sense for Pegasystems to do this, right? What Blueprints gets generated at the end, and if you and I take a look at it and say, yep, this is what we're going to build, you basically get to click two buttons and actually establishes the foundation, a solid foundation of that vision in a Pega environment, a cloud-native, embedded AI, modern architecture environment, to every letter exactly what was captured in that vision, 100%, every single time. And all of a sudden, you have exactly what you asked for. You're going to still iterate over it. You're still going to basically do the connection pieces, but you have an extremely solid, 100% aligned foundation to basically achieve an outcome that basically is what you're set out to do.